But yeah. Well, I'm a bit late to the party, but let's actually look at this. Right? The things we've heard about it weren't great. Especially in regards to pricing and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I generally don't really watch these things, but hey. Let's see the train wreck for what it actually is. Right? Let's go with that. Date format trips and fucks you up, yeah. Okay. You kept reading it as the 4th of February. Damn. Alright. Some game footage captured in engine, okay. Oh, this is the new Mario Kart, right? Yeah, this is Mario Kart. I mean, if you have to say it wasn't too bad, that just means it was still bad. Right? If you have to say it wasn't too bad, that doesn't exactly give me confidence. Right? It doesn't exactly sound good. I don't know, you said not too bad. It wasn't too bad. I don't know, man. It just, the fact that you still had to use the word bad. Okay, I might, you know, the way I look at things, if you have to use the word bad, that doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Let's go!
Yahoo! Okay, we got Mario Kart. Right? Typical Mario Kart stuff. So they straight up turn into a boat now. Okay. Instead of just the glider thingy and the propeller thing, now like they actually changed to a slightly different vehicle. I mean, this is typical Mario Kart. So the freaking cow from Moo Moo Meadows is gonna be playable, okay. Why the cow of all things? The cow specifically. What the fuck? Why the cow? I guess you got character customization, different hats and goggles and stuff. Okay. Then you can say when the cows come home, I guess. You're sure Mario Kart World, okay?
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo
I think
Direct.
I'll just put the playback speed at 1.25.
I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm
Because the
Tetsuya
narrator is
Sasaki,
typically
the hardware
slow.
design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario
They
Kart.
need characters to fill out 24 roster race. I mean, I guess. I mean, doesn't Bowser have his 7 Koopa kids? And then Bowser Jr., so that's already 8. Add Bowser, now you're at 9. Then you have Mario, Luigi, that's 11. Peach, 12. Daisy, 13. You could have Yoshi, now you have 14. Right, add Shy Guy, 15. Koopa Troopa, 16. Paratroopa, 17. What else? They've already made them, Rosalina, now you're at 18. Who else can they add? Toad, 19. Toadette, 20. Birdo, 21. King Boo, 22. You can have Pretty Piranha, 23. What else could they put in? They could put in King Bob-omb, right? 24 now. You got King Bob-omb. Why not? Add the Bob-omb in there. Add a fucking Goomba for all I care. And then you're at 25 now. Right, we're already at 25. Yes, we did. We already mentioned Daisy. Oh yeah, we forgot Wario and Waluigi. Now we're at 27. We didn't even need to pull out anything outside of Mario. We're already at 27. Like, oh yeah, there's the Baby Mario variants, right? Baby Mario, Baby Luigi. You could add in Baby Bowser. We didn't even add Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong yet. Now we're over like 32 or something, right? They have a Baby Peach as well. You know, you could add those in too. Like, it's not hard to fill out the roster. Like, it's not hard. We're already like over 30. So we start counting those things in too that they always have in, right? Yeah, you can add Funky Kong as nostalgia bait. Why not? Right? You can go add in King K. Rool because Donkey Kong adjacent if you want. Why not? Yeah, they add Link and Inkling, but like I'm trying to keep it like Mario and Mario adjacent only. Right? We can still hit like 35 plus by keeping it only Mario characters and Mario adjacent through Donkey Kong. Right? If they want to, they can add, what was her name again? They add her in Super Mario Odyssey, and then she was also like what you would save in the Donkey Kong game. I forgot her name. You could add her in too. Right? You could add her in as well, you know? I forget. But yeah. Like, there's a lot they can fill in if they really want to dig through. Yeah, Pauline. Yeah, like you could add that in. Easy thing there. Yeah, Pauline, I forgot her name. But yeah. There you go. Rip spelling. Like, it's not hard for them to, like, actually pull out Mario characters. It just feels weird that they have to pull on the fucking, cow. The fucking cow. Right? They didn't need to pull on the fucking cow. They got lots to pick from. For Mario and Donkey Kong. Yeah, meanwhile Nintendo's like, oh yes, cow. Don't forget, they also have Metal Mario and Gold Mario too. For some weird reason, they're like, yeah, we'll put those as a character too. You have your Mii's as well, if they really want to add the Mii's in there. Right? Which is like, yeah, fine. We can add the Mii's. Mario Kart, we had them. Donkey Kong Jr. as well. Pink, Gold, Peach. Like, actually, they have so many random dumb shit that they could choose from. They could easily fill in a roster of like 50 characters, now that I think about it, by only using Mario stuff. Like, they really don't need. Oh yeah, they could have put fucking Lakitu. Right? Didn't the Mario Kart 7 have Lakitu as a playable one as well? Right? You could get Shadow Mario, exactly. Lakitu, Shadow Mario. You could get, what else? Well, what's the other good? Kamek? Right, you get Kamek as well? Sure, Toadsworth, why not? Right? You could get the other one as well. Captain Toad as well. You could have Captain Toad. Right? They have a Captain Toad, right? From that spin-off game. You can have Captain Toad. Easy. Like, you can easily get to 50. And still be only on Mario. Right? Like, it just feels weird that they have to stretch it with the other thing and pick a cow out of all the other things they could have put.
World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
Okay.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Look, they got King Boo right here. They got fucking King Boo right there too.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Okay.
In the Classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing
Knockout Tour,
Knockout
okay.
Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely
Free
drive
roam?
around this vast world in free roam.
Okay. Free roam, so like Kirby Air Ride?
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
So is this like Kirby's Air Ride then? You ever played like Kirby's Air Ride?
So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 had like 32, yeah.
And even take photos together at different locations. A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Sure.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, putting it 1.25 speed was
Next,
a good
we'd like to
idea.
introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2.
Alright, new features.
These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for
Yeah.
Switch 2. And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button.
Uh-huh.
Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
Wow, a new button on the controller. Wow. Is that just the capture button that they have?
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. Woo! That was you. So quick.
Like, why would I need to keep Kirby's Air Ride a secret? What? I'm just talking about, like, the GameCube game they had before. Why, are they gonna put it on I heard the GameCube online thing? Like, that's an old GameCube game. Right? Old GameCube game.
Oh no! Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, they make their own freaking... No one's gonna fucking use this, man. Who the fuck is gonna use a Nintendo-specific game chat? Remember when they tried to do the thing with Miiverse? They tried to make their own social media platform with Miiverse? And then, like, a few years in, they had to, like, completely end the service? Because nobody was fucking using it? Right? Because, like, at the end of the day, everyone's just gonna go back to using Discord anyways. They're not gonna use this crap.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah.
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Let's for an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So,
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Yeah, that just means it's gonna pick up any type of noise. Here's the problem with this type of microphone. Basically, any noise can get picked up then if it's this type and not like a specific direction, right? Because like, you know, typically with like a lot of microphones that people do like to use, like the nicer ones, they won't pick up sound from everywhere, but rather a specific direction. Right? Like if I move off axis, you won't hear me on my mic. Like you won't hear me at all. right? If I move it off axis, you won't even hear me. Right, like freight train passing. Maybe you have your, I don't know. Maybe your family, you have family members. You know, or maybe there's like a construction thing going on nearby. You know, you hear that all that sounds are gonna get passed over, right? Maybe have someone else talking around, right? Maybe your parents are talking or something, right? Because like you know, Nintendo kids stuff, whatever. Right, like all that noise is going to get picked up. Oh, don't forget the TV, right? You have it docked, you plug it in, the game sound is gonna get picked up too. You might have a feedback loop with the other people's voices being fed back into the mic so you can get more echoes from them. Oh, like that. Those are kind of the reasons why you don't want to have like an omnidirectional mic, like this, right? Or you live in a block and the neighbor's using a drill again, or they're mowing their lawn, you know, right? They're using a lawnmower, or maybe it's the winter and like they have a snow blowing machine to go clear the snow, you know, or maybe there's a big storm going on and you have freezing rain pelting your windows, so you get the loud noise from that. Which like what I was hearing all day yesterday. But you know, things like that. You know, things like that. You know, you maybe have strong winds and stuff going on, but yeah. You sure? Because if you can pick it up from any direction, the voice, that type of microphone means all of that sounds will get picked up. All of that will get picked up. Like, the thing is, like, when you go buy microphones, like, actual, like, nicer microphones, they will, like, talk, they're, like, different kinds, and they'll even, like, have an advertised pattern, right? So typically with a lot of, like, things for, like, vocal mics, they will get, like, a cardioid one, like, a cardioid pattern, which means, like, unless you're in a specific zone, inputting noise, anything you put in, any other noise going out won't get picked up by the mic. But yeah, parents doing parent stuff. Exactly. You know, except, wait, no, since when do parents do parent stuff? It's 2025. They either can't afford it, because, like, really, who can? To afford the aftermath of that. And also, imagine parenting in 2025. They just leave the kid in front of the iPad, is what most of them do. I took both meetings, okay? I took both meetings. I gave it both meetings. Besides, it's not like people need to have sex anyways. Everyone gets fucked. It's 2025. We're all getting fucked. No need for sex. We're all getting fucked already. Right? How you like those new tariffs? Right? How about you guys in the U.S.? How's your egg prices? Right? We're all getting fucked. Why is it that, like, you know, buy a brand new TV to replace your 19-year-old TV that broke down? Well, that not really broke down, but, like, it's having issues now. You know, why is that only, like, the same price as, like, 3 weeks worth of groceries? You know? Why the fuck is, like, can you buy, like, multiple of those TVs for the same price as 1 month's rent? You could buy, like, 5 of them or something. Exactly. Don't need sex. Government fucks me every day. Exactly. That's the world we live in, man. Yeah, I know they were high before the tariffs, but like you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Yeah, speaking of eggs, you know, at least the egg pricing here is not that fucked. Like the other day when we got our groceries delivered, I think we got like for like 7 something, we got like 30 eggs, a carton of 30 eggs for like $7 something, Canadian dollars, so like $5 US. At least the egg pricing here is not fucked, but Not as fucked, but yeah. I remember when, like, during the pandemic, I could buy a dozen eggs for like $1 something still. Until it eventually became $2 for a dozen eggs. And then now it's like $4, $4. But that's still another situation. At least it's not like you're like 7 something. Yeah, that's like 30 eggs here. Yeah, it's supposed to go down. Trump wants to get more farmers going to the US. I mean, the problem is they have other issues to deal with first. Like the actual farming cartels. Because that has its own problems. I don't know how bad it is there, but like here in Canada, the fucking dairy cartel, we literally have people dumping excess milk that gets produced so that the cartel can keep price fixing because they produce way more milk than they need and they're not allowed to sell it when they can't sell over quota, so they just dump it. They can't even donate it. They actually cannot give it away because of the fucking dairy cartel. So they literally, like, you can find videos of dairy farmers literally dumping milk. Just dumping milk. Because they cannot do anything with it when they produce excess. Also, they can keep the prices going up. Right? Because, like, you have organizations like that. And you have it applying to other food industries as well. You have things like that going on. So it's like, you can't just do that without solving the other problem first. Otherwise, it's just like, you created a new problem on top of the already existing problem. Legally, they can't do it. Legally, they're not allowed to give it to you. Legally, they can't. Even if you're, like, let's say from a food bank or whatever, want to collect it to, like, you know, for charity reasons, they can't. Legally, they can't, and they can get sued. They can get sued. If they get caught and stuff like that. Legally, they can't do it. So they just dump it. It happens in other countries too. Yeah. When they have like excess produce of, let's say, potatoes or whatever in some other countries or whatever, I've heard they have similar problems. Even in Asian countries, some of them have those problems too. I won't name which ones, but I know some of them actually do have that problem too. If they overproduce, they have to just dump it. They can't give it away or whatever because legal reasons. Start producing innocent body. Uh-huh.
Let's jump on here. Alright, let's keep going. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a...
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get...
How do we know that? They're saying this, but we can't test this. I don't trust whatever marketing stuff tells me because I have to test it myself to actually see if it actually works. But at the same time, it's like, what if I want to use my, like, my $300 microphone that I bought recently? What if I want to use my nice $300 microphone connected to my my like $300 microphone interface? I mean, it's so hard to understand that one. But there's a lot of other steps involved first to even do that. But also, it's not like I can afford what, you know.
by a boat. Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's okay.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too,
Yeah.
letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like, go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it?
You guys, I just did it.
I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot. Oh, ooh. Oh, he's trying to eat me, he's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay.
Okay. You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing.
I mean, I don't have a massive mic though. Right, this thing is still smaller than SM7B. Right? I mean, the Switch 2, no?
Different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Oh wow, I'm like in the sky right here. I fell, I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're on a star. That's so cute. So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Okay.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
Or expand another friend's game screen.
You gotta get above that wall that's to your left. You're almost there. It's just like
So you look at someone else's screen, what about yours if you're playing something?
the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
I guess you can't see?
Wall ride.
Okay.
Need
everyone
USB
can watch
port?
them play.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, I think we have to try. Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay! Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Meeks.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat
Okay.
menu.
Oh, dang. Oh, really cool.
Nice.
Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah? Okay.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By
Okay, so they're selling a fucking webcam? Why? Why? They're gonna sell you an overpriced camera now too.
connecting this camera to the system,
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo. Yeah.
Hi!
You can see how scuffed it looks. You can see how scuffed it looks in isolating the background though. Look at it.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
You can see it artifacting
you
like
can appear on
crazy.
screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I'm waiting for you
There you
guys.
go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Oh,
That was good.
okay. No,
Yeah, that
wait.
was good.
Go
That
left,
was
go
good.
left. Left,
Oh, wait,
left.
let me
You
go
fix
a
it.
little more this way. Oh.
Using game chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room.
Okay.
Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game chat.
I don't know.
What did you think?
I mean, it's not like we can see the actual quality of the camera. Right, but I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be like $20 tier quality. Maybe. For like $60. That's just my guess.
In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends. Almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2.
Uh-huh.
A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use
Why couldn't they just plug in the camera to the dock?
Game Chat. Almost as if you're all playing together in the same place.
No, like, look. Why did they have to plug it up here? Why can't they just plug it into the dock? Right? Why don't they just plug it into the dock? Why does it have to be up here? Like, what's the point of this dock? It'll only support 720p. It's probably 720p 30 or something. The guy on the couch?
So everyone can
Sorry, we have the girl on the couch here.
Above that wall that's to your left. You're almost there. It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
This is where I have to do a little wall ride.
Okay.
so everyone
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like grip. I don't like how it looks to grip though. There's still nothing to grip onto. There's still like nothing to grip onto though. You're gonna want to get like a grip case if you're gonna play it like this. Like, you're gonna want to get a grip case. Just like on the Switch 1, if you ever want to use the thing in handheld mode, you're gonna want a grip case. Because, like, you can see she's not really holding on to anything. Her fingers are just propping it up. Like, this does not look like it'd be comfortable to hold long term. Right? Like, it's a bit bigger, so it's a bit nicer in that regard. Compared to the Switch 1, but, like, there's still, like, nothing to grab onto here.
Can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. No.
All together, any
Right? Like, this is kind of it as a stretch there, but, like, yeah.
time, anywhere. Game chat.
What did you
Yeah, they could have just made it more ergonomic from the start, man.
think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends. Almost as if you're all playing together in the same place.
Pro controller's better, yeah.
The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera.
No, I'm talking about, like, a grip for the entire thing.
Which will be available on the same day as Switch 2. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
Yeah, no shit.
However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time.
You get to use it for free for 1 year.
We hope you'll try
Not
it
even 1 year.
out.
Because...
Additionally, Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends.
Okay.
On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together.
Yeah.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game.
So they got DS download play back. Remember DS download play? So they're finally bringing back DS download play, but with the Switch game.
With
Okay.
Game Share. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game.
Right, so we basically get DS download play. Pepperidge Farm remembers, yeah.
With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. Game Share also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. Game Share can only be used with compatible games.
So far it's only these games. Whatever they say is allowed, you can use it with. If it's not, then you can't. Okay.
This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Okay.
Please take a look.
Bigger screen, yeah.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The
Yeah.
system's thickness remains the same.
I mean, the same thickness means it's a bit annoying to hold, though.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Yeah.
The screen supports up to 100
Keep in mind, they say up to, not that you're gonna get it. They said up to and only in compatible games.
120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles. The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas
Well,
of
yeah.
the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
Yeah, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, what was it? This thing. You could also detach these. There's even a mouse function in with them. Where's the thing where they detach them? Except that one's a lot more comfortable to hold because it's bigger. And and it actually can be gripped. So yeah, there's the mouse version. You can use it as a mouse thing too. Yeah, Lenovo Legion Go. Literally the same mechanism right there. Right, it's literally the same mechanism.
Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Yeah.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
You gotta be on extreme copium to ever use a controller like this. like what the fuck are you doing with your life if you're using it like this?
The left and right sticks are now larger.
I actually didn't mind the size on the regular Switch for the analog sticks. Maybe because my hands are smaller. I actually didn't care about them being bigger.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support.
That does not look comfortable to use as the mouse, though. That does not look comfortable to use as a mouse. Like, what the fuck is this grip? What the fuck is this weird-ass grip? And then if your hand is bigger, you can have, like, you can have the ZL and ZR buttons digging into your hand. That does not look like it'll be comfortable. And also, don't forget, like, there's just random analog stick there. Like, here's the other thing, right? Imagine you're a parent. Here's the thing, right? Imagine you're a parent, you buy your kid a Switch 2. And they're gonna be using it, they're gonna be using the controller like this. Right? Imagine you probably don't have a mousing surface or whatever. Right? And they're gonna be playing it in the living room like this. Right? In docked or whatever. Or they're playing it in the dining table in the kitchen or whatever. You know, they're sitting down on the chair. Maybe have a nice glass table or a nice marble stone table or whatever, or your coffee table or whatever, and they're moving this piece of plastic across. It doesn't look like there's any like rubber things at the bottom when they showed us the other side of it to help it slide along. Can you imagine how many tables or floors are going to be scratched? Outside of like the carpal tunnel 80% world record speed run, I can imagine all the parents going out and complaining and freaking out that their kids are destroying their furniture and their floors. I can imagine it already. Right? Because the kids are not going to know better. Right? Like, think about it. You have like the bare plastic scratching against the other surfaces. Right? Like, there's a reason why the bottom of your mice, you know, you have like that mini rubber thingy there, and it's raised a bit up. Right? There's a reason why like our mice are like that. Our computer mice are like that. There's a reason why, and still then, even over time, wear and tear, they become thinner over time, and yeah, the actual bare plastic housing of the stuff there can actually scratch against some surfaces. Here's the thing. Do you actually expect kids to understand this? We're talking about children here. Do you think they're gonna understand this? Do you think the parents buying this for their kids are gonna understand this? We live in a bubble, okay? Where we can talk about this and we understand this. But the parents of the children, they probably are just like, this will shut up little Timmy or whatever. Here you go. Here's your Switch 2, whatever. Right? They're not even gonna think about it. The kids, they're gonna be, you know, they're too young or too dumb to figure this out too. They're not gonna think about that. They're too focused on trying to, you know, play Mario Kart or whatever. You know, that's what they're gonna be thinking about. Not how they're gonna destroy their table or their floors or whatever other furniture or surface. But yeah, it's going to scratch. I can already see it happening. Well, we'll see, you know.
Work mouse controls. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice...
What kind of noise-canceling technology? What kind of noise-canceling technology? This is kind of dumb when they say this, because they're not talking about how they're doing it. They're just saying, oh, we have noise-canceling technology, as if that means anything. Right? As if that means anything. Yeah, revolutionary. They reinvented the EQ as well, yeah. They reinvented the EQ, and how the hell are they achieving noise-canceling technology? My god, how are they doing that? The way a lot of the typical noise-canceling stuff works is they have a microphone to pick up the sound, the stuff of the sound of your surroundings, and then they go play an opposite they basically invert the sound and play the opposite frequency of that over top, so that you basically have the sound waves canceling each other out. That's how they work. Last I checked, the microphone isn't strapped to you, right? You don't have the microphone in front of you. It's on the console, so they can't do that. So how are they gonna block out all the other noise? If the microphone is on the console, it's further away from you and not, you know, not the microphone itself that you're speaking into goes there. They can cancel out, I guess, the audio from other people you're chatting with. That's not a problem, because they already have the sound for that one that they can easily cancel out. But, yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna pick up everything. If it's the same mic on the DS and the 3DS, it'll pick up everything. Yeah, 180 degrees out of phase, doesn't matter, you know? Same idea, yeah, 180 degrees out of phase. Yes, it'll cancel the thing out that way. Whatever. Right?
Voice will come through clearly. Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Yeah, this is not new. We've had headphones that can do this since forever. Like, that's not new.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely.
Wait, that's a lot better than the Switch 1 stand, but like, the Switch 1 stand was awful.
Like this.
So it's not a high bar.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Okay, so they have two USB-C ports. Okay. That's
It's handy
nice.
for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode.
Yep, finally, after all this time, they actually fixed this problem by putting another port up there instead, where it should have been in the first place.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster.
Okay.
Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible.
There you go. You got another USB port there. They finally put in the RJ45 jack here. Right, what is this gonna be? Gigabit only? It's probably only gigabit. Actually, no, considering Nintendo, they'll probably be like, yeah, here's 100 megabits per second. They'll like cheap out and give you 100 megabit per second port. If they actually do that, that'd be hilarious, because there's like a lot of networking gear that you can get these days that they won't even like pick up 100 megabit. If you have like a 10 gig, if it takes like gigabit, 2.5 gigabit, 5 gigabit, 10 gigabit, they won't even have the 100 megabit mode. Some network switches and stuff don't even support that anymore, which is kind of funny. But yeah. No, the Switch didn't even have one. The Switch didn't have one. It didn't. You had to buy an external dongle. But like any third-party dongle would work. Any third-party like Ethernet dongle would work. Yeah, it was Wi-Fi only. Switch 1 doesn't have this port. I have a Switch 1 dock, because I have a Switch 1. Well, I have 2 of them.
Compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Yep.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This
Okay, cool. They added another fan.
helps keep performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
Uh-huh.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, true. And NVIDIA DLSS hallucination. No, they'll do the thing, right? They'll do like multi-frame gen. They'll make your upscaled 720p 30 FPS into 4K 60 with multi-frame gen and DLSS. Surely. Until it's probably like more like 20 FPS is the base one that they'll be working with. And then they'll upscale it all the way up.
Redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features.
I mean, to be fair, 720p has good integer scale for 4K. Right? Because, like, it's 9:1 between 4K and 720p. Right? Like, 4K resolution is literally just a 3x3 grid of 720p. That is like what 4K resolution is. Yeah, 3 to 1 per axis, yeah. Like, they could do easy integer scale for that.
And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself.
Okay.
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
So a tech demo?
I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone, join me inside the game. There are a lot of
Yeah, it's 2 to 1 because, yeah, exactly. 4K is literally just 4x 1080p. Yeah.
question mark icons here.
And we
Let's
can
examine
just
them.
see it. Whatever.
This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?"
Okay. We can see where the
The Joy-Con
magnets
2
are.
controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system.
You don't
The SL
say.
and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal. So that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them so they won't easily detach.
Yeah, that's how magnets work.
Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2. By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo.
What? I'm sorry, what? They want people to pay for their tech demo? Again? I'm sorry, what? Why? I remember when the fucking Steam Deck came out, Valve made one too. Valve made a Steam Deck tech demo. It was called Aperture Desk Job. This is a Steam Deck demo. It was free. The tech demo for the Steam Deck. We're using the trackpads and everything. The gyroscope, the microphone, and everything. Right, this thing is literally free for everyone. This was made for the Steam Deck to showcase Steam input and everything like that. Although, like, anyone can play it with any controller. Like, there's a way to do that. But, like, yeah. This is, like, literally free. Aperture Desk Job. This is freaking ridiculous, man. Like, yeah, you can obviously tell. You know, these are the Steam Deck trackpads. That's the fucking, the sticks on the Steam Deck. Oh, yeah, screen here. We got the buttons. Right, the face buttons, the D-pad. The L1, R1. You got the triggers over here. Right? You got back buttons here as well. You got the freaking menu buttons there. Like they even put like this little thing to show where the speakers on the Steam Deck is. And the little thing there. But like yeah, this is literally the Steam Deck tech demo thing to like showcase the things you can do with it. And they turned it into a fun little you know, Portal little Aperture Science themed little mini game thing. You're like you play through it for like 2 hours or whatever. Like this was free. Right? This was free. They want you to pay a fucking actual game price for a tech demo. Absolutely ridiculous.
Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it out if you're interested.
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2
Yeah.
cards.
They made it red.
It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards.
Same shape. Wait. Big brain. Do you guys know about these? Big brain. What if this works on the Switch 2? You put your Switch 2 games on this. Imagine, big brain. You get one of these, you put it on your Switch 2 games. They also have the thing to dump your games. They like there's a guide here on how to dump it, whatever. But they also have the MIG dumper. This thing. Imagine you can go dump your shit for your Switch 2. You put in your MIG flash. What do you mean they're banned? They could probably issue like an FPGA firmware upgrade to this as well. Like, the thing is, this thing is done with an FPGA board. But yeah, you can just buy these, man. You can literally go on like AliExpress and just straight up buy one. You could just straight up buy the things, man. Sure you can. You just gotta be a bit more creative. They'll find a way. They'll find a way, but yeah, you can buy them. It shouldn't be hard. Just start looking on Chinese websites to buy them from. China's got you covered. Even with the tariffs. They just don't sell them on the original name. They have to rename the thing. You should still be able to buy them.
But it's now red, and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards.
Yeah, here's the thing with SD express cards, man. How much are SD Express cards again? Like, what is this? Is this SD Express? 1 terabyte. Is this SD Express? Let me check the pinout on this. Can we even see the back of the card? No, this is not SD Express. That is not SD Express. That is not it. Yeah, like, you can see the pricing of SD Express cards, man. This is on sale, you know, SD Express, 512 gigabyte SD Express. Alright, this is Canadian pricing, sorry, I can go to, like, ca.pc part picker. Like, why can't they just put in an M.2 slot? Alright, let's say I want to buy an SSD. We can go start new. Alright, so we'll go storage, SSD. You know, let's say we're going for like 2230, 2242, 2260, 2280. Like, what? You can buy 2 terabyte 990 Pro. This thing is like way too overkill for fucking games. This is a PCI Express 4.0, SSD. I don't know why you would buy this thing for gaming though. This thing has like a bunch of other shit on there that you don't need if all you're gonna do is play games. The 990 Pro, that's like the higher end Samsung drive. Let's go for price per gigabyte. Right, we're talking about NVMe drives here, right? Right, like you get like this silicon power 2 terabyte drive, $132 Canadian. Right, like you can like these are like just SSDs that you could buy. Yeah, you get 4 terabyte drives for the same price. Oh, true. That's That's CF Express. You're right. You're right. Is the wrong one. My bad. Nope, those are not micro SD Express. Like, nobody buys them, man. Nobody fucking buys micro SD card Express. Even for people working with camera gear, they still use regular, like, SD cards. Like, cause like nobody fucking buys them. But SD Express has its use, but dumped its biggest advantage. Oh boy. Completely ignored by the camera industry. It finally has a use case. For the faster transfer speeds. Touted by the SD thing, yup. They're rounded with the E thing on the following. 150, 300, or 600 meg. This is fucking, like, here's the thing, right? This is SATA 3. This is just SATA 3 speeds. What the fuck? Fuck, we don't even need an NVMe drive to compete with this. The fastest SD Express. There are SATA SSDs that are this fast. We're on freaking SATA 3 or SATA 6 gigabit speeds with this thing, man. This is like SATA SSD speed. Not even NVMe. Yeah, you can have an M.2 that only does SATA and it's still faster, yeah. The laptop I talked about that I had, back when the Switch came out, had a SATA, had a Kingston SATA SSD. It was still, like, it still had transfer rates of 1 gigabyte per second, I think it was. Or something. Like, it's still faster than, the 600 megabytes per second. For, like, for its read speeds. Like, there are standard SD cards with a slightly faster than 100 megabytes per second, but, like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, like, that's the thing, right? Nobody fucking uses SD Express. It's a Nintendo, man. It's 6 gigabit, which is a little bit faster than that. It's similar, though. But yeah, it's gigabit, so it's binary units. Yeah, that's the thing, right? But like, here's the thing: SATA SSDs weren't limited by that. SATA SSDs could be faster than that. They were. If we're talking about SATA SSDs, they still connected through the PCI Express. They did have there were faster ones. I remember, like, back in the day, Intel had, like, one that was, like, an Intel branded one that was, like, 1.2 gigabytes per second. Like 10 years ago, that was, like, an enterprise drive. That was SATA. Yeah. But, yeah, like, that's the thing, though. It was its whole mess, but, like, yeah. But, like, the thing is, like, they had enterprise SSDs back then, before NVMe, that was just using SATA over PCIe. But, like, the other SATA Express thing was dumb. Because people were just, because, like, you couldn't hot plug them. Unlike traditional SATA drives where you could hot plug. You couldn't really hot plug them. And then that's, like, one of the reasons why they didn't catch on. You couldn't really hot plug. Technically you could, but it was completely optional and nobody supported it. So, like, nothing caught on. And nobody used it. Right? Like, in theory it's in the spec, but nobody uses it. Yeah, microSD Express also not backwards compatible, yeah. Like, yeah, they're announcing cards, you know? They're actually announcing these things because now, you know, people are gonna buy this shit. Because now you actually have someone that's gonna buy them. Because the camera industry said, fuck no. But, like, $200 for 1 terabyte. You could, like, that's US dollars. Right? 200 USD to CAD. You know, that's 300 Canadian. I can literally buy 4 terabyte NVMe drives that'll just run circles for the price. Like, let's say the Silicon Power drive. What's the speed on this one? Silicon Power UD90. We should probably specify the 4 terabyte one. Or, you know, we'll just go look on their website. Because sometimes the higher capacity drives are faster. Because they have an extra chip. Specifications. What do they got here? 5 gigabytes per second. Read is 5 gigabytes per second. Write is 4.5 gigabytes per second. This thing's literally gonna run circles. And it's cheaper. And this is 4 times the capacity. Yeah, this is a PCI 4.0 drive. And yeah, their QLC sustained speeds will crater still. Like, it's still, man. NVMe protocol is still, like, with, like, Gen 4. You can still use the DRAM cache via your system's, memory. You don't need to have it on the board. But, like, yeah, like, still. The SD card won't even have that. The SD Express, because of how tiny they are. You'll have the one memory chip. No DRAM cache or whatever. Yeah, fucking You didn't even need PCIe 2.0 would have been an option. Even PCIe 2.0 would have been an option, man. Not even 3.0, 2.0. These aren't gonna be more power efficient though. They're not gonna be more power efficient. That's the thing.
They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible.
This is
Please
dumb.
note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
Yeah, because the pin out is completely different. They won't work. They're physically different in terms of the pins.
Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro Controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls.
At least they're finally adding grip buttons. But they still don't have analog trigger. What the fuck? Why don't they have analog triggers? They're gonna have a fucking GameCube. A virtual console. Where's their analog triggers?
In addition, an audio jack has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games.
Uh-huh.
The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games.
No
These
shit.
games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Okay.
audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the
Okay.
livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2, hit blocks to collect the most coins, guide an RC car with your voice, and compete in other minigames using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off. Go! Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
Okay, you got an on-rail shooter here?
When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station? From minigames that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Yeah.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see
Sure,
each
they
other's
can buy an
reactions
upgrade
while playing.
pack.
Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild,
Nintendo
and then
Switch 2
Tears of the
editions of The
Kingdom.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
So that you can finally play them at an actual playable frame rate. instead of 20 seconds per frame.
Feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
Or you could just play it on an emulator and do the same.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
Okay.
For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
So they
Guidance activating.
So they put an interactive map.
Proceed north.
Okay. With voice navigation. Sure.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game. We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Okay, Metro Prime 4, sure.
In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for
I should
intuitive
play it one
gameplay
day,
on
the
Switch
Stanley
2.
Parable.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in Full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle. Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City.
Basically, the only way you can actually play the Pokemon game and not have it look like shit. Rip.
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
Okay.
Please take a look.
That still does not look comfortable. Okay, we got racing wheelchairs, guys. So we got wheelchair basketball. We can play back. Yeah, another tech demo, and they're gonna make you pay for it. Okay. But why would you play basketball like that? You know, if they made it so like you had a giant mech arena and you were in mechs instead, and you're using the thing to move your mech around to then shoot the basketball in the net, that would at least be a lot more interesting to look at. But watching people in wheelchairs do this is kinda, eh? You know, the wheelchairs is kinda boring for that. Yeah, the Pokemon game, yeah, had terrible playback, yeah. What do you expect, Matt? His game
In
frame
Drag and
to
Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves.
Yeah, this is kind of boring for that, man. Why wheelchair? Honestly, like, if I was designing this, I would have put this like in a giant fucking battle zone with mechs. Maybe have like a bunch of destroyed buildings and stuff and whatever, and then have you moving around dribbling the freaking basketball with your mechs, and then you go in and like you jump or whatever, and you dunk the ball with your mech. That would have been a lot more interesting to look at than these wheelchairs. If I was to design this, I'd probably do that.
We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
The Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable for the extra content. Where they probably pay... well, let me guess, they poke fun at you for paying more? Is that it? Is that the joke?
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair.
Alright, Elden Ring?
You can see them, can't you?
Yeah.
The rays of grace
Okay.
that guide you through your burden.
Oh, that's cool, I guess. People can play Elden Ring on there.
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Hey, I'm Greg
Yeah,
Kasabin
cheap
from Super Giant
re-release,
Games.
yep.
Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever
Okay.
sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
Why are you linking me things about Elden Ring? I already have Elden Ring. Why the fuck would I buy a Switch 2 to play Elden Ring? Heck, I have a Steam Deck. I can just play Elden Ring on my Steam Deck if I want to play it portably. Heck, there's cloud services that have Elden Ring. I can use my same PC version of Elden Ring to go play Elden Ring on my phone via a cloud service. Like, it's not like being able to play Elden Ring on a portable device is anything new. People have been able to do that for like 2+ years. 2 to 3 years. Yeah, you can extend it to like 3 years almost if you add cloud versions. It's not anything special.
こんにちは、カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。本体
Make sure not to misspell deck, yeah.
を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2
No, I don't. What is this? Oh. Wow, that is really fucked up. That is fucked up. That is really fucked up, man. Nintendo Switch 2 game key card. Game key cards are built different from regular game cards because they do not contain full game data. Instead, the game key card is your key to download the full game. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your system. And they're gonna be putting it in physical packages? And they're gonna want you to pay more for a physical cartridge, aren't they? Versus it digitally. This is extremely cursed, man. The game is not on the game key card. You'll have to download it before you can play. And then when you insert the thing, instruction will be displayed on the home screen. You must have enough free space on your system memory or micro SD express card to install the game. This just makes it sound worse and worse. The more we go in, you're just making the Switch 2 sound even worse. It only gets worse. What the fuck? Well, I already know what I'm gonna re-upload this video with the title. What title I'm gonna use. It just keeps getting worse. Or it can be like, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct was awful. It only gets worse the longer you pay attention and the longer you see what goes on. It only gets worse.
だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Gears 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョン。
Okay, this is Street Fighter, whatever. They got Street Fighter amiibos. Cool.
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted,
Look, you're just making it sound worse, man.
finally be liberated from humans.
It only gets worse.
New equipment and money. I'm for sale and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
The Sawbread Axiom. The Trinitas has almost completed a weapon that was...
Yeah, you said, like, here's the thing. The longer this goes on, the worse it gets. You tried to say it wasn't bad or whatever, too. Or it wasn't that bad. Right? As you're trying to downplay something. But if anything, it's far worse than what I would have thought. It's far worse.
Created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
Alright, what game is this?
Bring hope to our lives.
Alright.
Don't they?
Okay. Daemon X Machina,
Hey, this
sure.
is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2.
Split Fiction,
The
okay.
game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
Yeah,
Let
okay.
me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming
Yeah, I
to
don't care
Nintendo
about
Switch
this
2.
stupid
Madden
sports
NFL will also
game.
be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tew from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy
Hogwarts
to
Legacy.
Nintendo Switch 2.
I thought it was
Enhanced
running on the
graphics and
regular
seamless world
Switch.
transitions.
Just an enhanced version,
You'll be
okay.
immersed in the Wizarding World like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure.
Yeah, okay. Cool,
Discover
don't
Enhanced
care.
Magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Captain, is that mic supposed to be on?
Pro Skater 3 and 4, okay. I remember as a kid playing a lot of Pro Skater 2 on the PlayStation. Though I have not played a Tony Hawk game ever since then. Yeah, I don't know. I just know it was on there. They got SpongeBob in here? What? Sure.
Hello, this is Christian Elbadam from IO Interactive.
Like, that's the thing, right? You have it. Here's the other thing, too. The Steam Deck is literally cheaper. The Steam Deck is also cheaper. Right? And the thing is, right? You buy a game on Steam, you also get it to use on your other device, on your other computers or whatever. At the same time, a lot of cloud gaming services like GeForce Now, Boosteroid, or whatever else you use, if you use one, they also can just access your Steam library. So, like, a game I bought there too, that I bought on Steam, I also get access to it there. And if I wanted to, I could play those on my phone, or I could just open a browser or install the app for that cloud service and play it on my Steam Deck. Right? Like, it just gets worse and worse the further we go in. But yeah, hi there, Jose.
We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination,
Oh,
to
okay.
Nintendo Switch 2.
Cool.
As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to
Yeah,
accomplish his
Hitman,
mission.
cool stuff.
And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
James Bond? We get James Bond or something?
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Okay.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
Okay.
Featuring Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new...
Do they have a high speed mode? Fuck, with a lot of these games like this too, it's like, if they don't have a high speed mode, over time it's like, eh?
With unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG.
But like, yeah, I just don't really care for this Bravely Default whatever.
Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
Like, I'm too spoiled by like Falcom games having high speed modes, even on their Switch versions of their games. The fuck, even Tokyo Xanadu has a high speed mode. Like has a fucking high speed mode, and that's an action game, not a turn-based game. Okay, Yakuza? Okay. Yeah, Yakuza 0, cool. Yeah, but like... Yeah, so far we're not really impressed by anything. Yeah, I get the feeling a lot of these games are not going to be actually on the physical cartridge, but they're going to make you pay more for the cartridge. So it's like, what's even the point? Like, this just gets worse and worse, man. Like, if I'm not even gonna own the actual physical copy of the game, why the fuck should I even buy it in the first place on the Switch, too? Like, just buy it on fucking Steam or whatever, and play it on a Steam Deck or whatever handheld PC, right? Lenovo is literally releasing a version of the Legion Go that's going to be like at the similar price point as the Switch 2. Right? Except you get a full fucking computer there instead. As well. So it's basically just the Nintendo first party games. Yeah, here's the thing, right? You know, in the past couple of years, the amount of time I spent playing either of my two Switches, like maybe like 3 to 4 days a year for the past couple, ever since I got my Steam Deck, like I just don't use my Switch at all anymore. And it's like, what? The only game that I see on my Switch 2 that's like, that I would end up playing, really? It's like, do I care enough to play the Kirby expansion? The Kirby Forgotten Land expansion? Or the Pokemon Legends game? That's it. Like, everything else is like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Right? So it's like, okay, play on, like, it's like I get one, it's like I get like 4 or 5 days of use out of it. Like, that's how much use I would get out of it. Like, I'd play it for like 4 or 5 days, and then I'm done. Right? Like, that's like my realistic use case. It's like, I just do not care. And like, a lot of the other third-party games that I would play, I would just get the PC version and play it on my Steam Deck if I wanted portable, or play it on my actual fucking computer.
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Alright, Koei Tecmo. What is this?
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface.
Is this like another Hyrule Warriors game or something?
But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps
You truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle?
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors, I guess.
This really is the past.
Yeah, it's Hyrule Warriors. I don't really care. It's just another licensed Warriors game. I just don't care. Man, what happened to like our old style like Zelda games, man? I miss it. Like I miss how the older Zelda games were, especially the 3D ones, man. Right? Like Zelda games aren't what they used to be ever since Breath of the Wild. Now we get like we've also been getting a bunch of these freaking licensed things as well. Yeah, I don't care about fucking Zelda lore. Do you actually care about Zelda lore? Like I don't give a fuck about the lore. Like personally. I never did. It's not like the freaking Zelda games really made much sense between them anyways. That's why like they have like that whole messy ass timeline where everything's like they tried to vaguely make sense of it all and connect everything. Hey, you're the weird person to actually care about the lore, but like it's fucking Zelda, man. Exactly. You're not gonna buy it just for the lore. Exactly. But like, yeah, I don't care. Hyrule Warriors licensed, whatever. Cool.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games, with support
Yeah, you
from
might as
Nintendo.
well just read a book if that's all you wanted.
We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the imprisoning
If all you wanted is lore, just read a
which took
fucking
place
book.
in Hyrule long ago.
Yeah, they don't even need hardware.
And
Exactly.
now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2.
Yeah.
And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, this is the GameCube one, right? That you guys been talking about? Yep.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, except here's the thing. GameCube controllers, these are analog triggers that go into a digital click at the end. The Switch 2 Pro controller does not have analog triggers from what we saw of it earlier. Like, what the fuck? You're gonna support GameCube, but you don't, put analog functionality in your controller? What?
Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading.
Oh yeah, and by the way, your phone could probably play this game. You know. Yeah, you miss when Nintendo's emulators were actually better commercial ones. Remember? No, here's the thing, right? Nintendo's emulators are kind of Pepega. Oh, where was that clip? Can we find that clip? Can we find that clip of when I played Kirby 64 on the find that clip on the Switch emulator? It should be under videos. Clips. This is seem to be. This is like years ago. Where was it? Where was that old clip? Oh, yes. Remember when we kept soft locking when I played it?
Exactly. But you guys have the button too, right? There should be a clip button.
Back when I had short hair. God, their emulator was so terrible.
Kirby got stuck again.
The emulator on the thing, they wanted you to pay for like the Switch Online expansion pass to like do the thing. Their emulation was terrible. I remember like the Zelda ones on there, they were like memes about how scuffed it was too. Which is like really sad because they worked perfectly fine. on the virtual console on the Wii and the Wii U. The games worked perfectly fine. Like, the virtual console for the N64 on the Wii and the Wii U was perfect for what they needed to do. They worked really well. I remember using it a ton back in the day on my Wii. They were, like, actually good. And then the Switch Online one is just terrible. With the accuracy and stuff. For the emulation. It's like, what the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck? Right, the virtual console and the Wii and the Wii U, yeah, you don't have, like, the crazy save state stuff you can do in the new Switch Online. Stuff, right? But they actually worked, and they worked really, really good. Like, really, really well. And then now it's like Pepega. Yeah, the 3DS GBA emulator for what it was usable. If you've ever got to experience that with the Ambassador program. Right, but like, yeah.
Pulling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link set sail on an adventure across the Great Sea.
You know, I don't understand why don't they just, like, give the Wii U version of Wind Waker instead? Because, like, you can't use the Game Boy multiplayer thing, right? No way they cooked the Tingle Tuner. No way they got the Tingle Tuner working in here, right? The Tingle Tuner, if you ever messed around with that. Because, like, on the original Wind Waker on the GameCube, if you also had a GBA and a GBA link cable for the GameCube, you can plug it into the second controller port, and you can use the Tingle Tuner in there. Yeah, I know you. I know about that, the swapping, the ROM thing, and the things there. I've seen stuff on that one. But yeah, it's a whole other thing.
Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world.
Oh yeah, this is the Soul Calibur game where you can play as Link, isn't it?
Tale of souls and swords.
Yeah, they have Link there.
In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour.
The last F-Zero game we ever got, right? GX.
30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine
F-Zero
customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In game.
Oh yeah, how they did Four Swords Adventure? Oh yeah, I actually... have you ever played Four Swords multiplayer before? Four Swords Adventure? I remember playing with my brother back in the day, because we did have 2 Game Boys and 2 link cables. Because you needed to have 2 Game Boys and 2 link cables for the GameCube to play multiplayer Four Swords Adventure. I did play that back in the day as well. Yeah, forget it. That's just a track. That's not the actual F-Zero game. Oh, but yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, yeah, soundtrack is good though. Yeah.
Games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future.
Okay, Pokemon XD. I mean, that's cool. So far, like, the real standout is Pokemon XD. Alright, Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD.
Nintendo.
I wonder, will that, like, connect, will that connect with, like, Pokemon Home? Like, will you be able to connect your Pokemon Colosseum and XD with Pokemon Home? What about, like, the Jirachi bonus disc? Can you, like, get Jirachi from it? Will I give you the special one to get Jirachi? Right, the Jirachi bonus disc? Or, like, can you get, like, imagine you can go purify your Lugia, your Shadow Lugia, from XD Gale of Darkness, transfer it to Home, and then you can have Lugia with the, with Psycho Boost, Deoxys's move, right? Because for some reason, purified Shadow Lugia gets Psycho Boost, right? Which is just like Psychic type Draco Meteor.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
Will this have analog triggers? Or will it be Pepega and be digital only?
It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access game chat.
What about the triggers? Is it gonna be analog or not?
The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and
You
development
put your
partners.
entire one, yeah. Don't have to care, just buy and consume true. Don't ask questions, just to consume product, and then get excited for next product. Alright, more Deltarune, I guess, for people who like that. Never really paid attention to this thing, but hey. If you like it, then there you go.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4,
Hi,
our upcoming
Borderlands 4.
flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons.
Okay.
We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of
Civ
Sid Meier's
7.
Civilization 7.
Okay.
In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the
I mean,
original
hey, you
history.
get to use a mouse.
With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay.
So now I won't feel like shit to play it on a console, I guess. But you can't use the mouse while handheld and holding it in your hand. You need like a Steam Deck if you want to use an actual mouse cursor while holding the entire thing in your hand, in handheld.
experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
But you gotta buy the upgrade
And
if you want to do that.
even more news from 2K.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinx. And I'm Ben Bishop. Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K...
No, Civilization is not a mobile game. No, it's not. Civ is not a mobile game.
It's coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
Yeah, who cares about sports games?
4 kids find this old
They're just like recycled the previous game with a roster update anyways.
Off they went, armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line, and sinker.
Huh?
Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really has started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll. Here's the first look at Enter the Gun.
Oh, true. Civ 7 is a mobile game if your name is Hulk and you use a laptop as a phone, or you pay for GeForce Now and you bought the game on Steam so you can play it on GeForce Now on your phone. Then sure. Then it's a mobile game. Right? Because, like, I can load in, like, you can load in cloud games on your fucking phone. Or, like, on Boostroid or whatever, because I'm pretty sure Boostroid has it too. But you need to buy the game on Steam first or whatever to do that.
Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
Okay, what's this thing? Right, because so far we just see CGI trailer. What is this? Starseeker, Astroneer Expeditions, next year, whatever.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive
Cyberpunk,
world of the dark
yeah.
future to Nintendo players for the first
Okay.
time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
Yeah.
こんにちは。
I already have
スクエアエニックスの
Cyberpunk on Steam
マル
though.
チです。
I can play it on my Steam Deck. Whatever. It feels like 9 re-releases, 1 original game. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and it's just Final Fantasy VII Remake. The game is shit though.
スイッチ2で
I remember when I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, man. The further I got into the game, the more I would hate the entirety of the main cast. I was even cheering for the villains on stream when I was like playing it, remember? I was just straight up cheering for Cloud and friends to lose. Because of how insufferable they were. Like there's the more it went on, the more I started, the more and more I would just start hating Cloud, Tifa, and the rest. I was just straight up cheering for the fucking bad guys. And then whenever the play fell, man, I was like, yeah, that's what you fucking deserve. This is also gonna be one of those cards. It's not even gonna be on the cartridge. Nice. Even less of a reason to even bother. Even less of a reason.
ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いて
And it's the first part of the game. It's, you don't even get the full remake.
20
You
年
get
以
the
上の時
first
を経て
third.
再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Yeah, it's a real 5 cry, yeah. Yeah, digital only, yup. But yeah, it's just like, oh wow, they even get the Ubislop one that was like really bad. But yeah, it's just like, okay. I thought the Switch already had Fortnite. Yeah, I'm not surprised if Star Wars is on one of those cards. But like, why would you even bother? It's fucking Ubislop trash.
Shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
I give you my blood.
I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight. To humanity's
What
very
is this? Over 20 and I don't care for any of them. Over 20 and none of them caught my interest. Oh, is this the Duskblood thing I heard about? Like, that's cool and all. But like, whatever. Integer underflow. You mean overflow? Wouldn't it be overflow? Oh, you know, yeah, you're right. Underflow, you're right. Right, because he went below in the negatives and goes back. Big brain, yeah, integer underflow. Yeah, it'll probably be cool and all. Not worth the Switch 2 to play it though.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
The moon tears will flow for one. And one alone.
Yeah, a giant frog with breasts. Yup. I had that.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software. We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today,
They still got
as well
7
as our
minutes
publishing and
left.
development partners who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
Alright, what are you showing us? Alright, there's a star. Oh, a new Kirby game, okay. Nah, this is Kirby. Okay. Oh, this is literally just Kirby's Air Ride. So Kirby Air Ride remake, I guess. Yeah, just Riders, okay. Sequel to that old GameCube game? I mean, yeah, makes sense. It's fucking Kirby. Of course.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
I don't know. Kirby's Air Ride was basically a giant open map where you would have to go around grabbing a bunch of stuff and then you would go into a race, right? That was like the trial mode. I think it was city trial, and you could do things like you could get like various different upgrades and stuff like that. I mean, that making it into an open world isn't too far-fetched for like Kirby Air Ride, but yeah, it's just a racing game. It's just a Kirby-themed racing game. The controls are a bit different because, like, for some carts or some of the vehicles in Kirby's Air Ride, you had like weird different stats and different like turning properties and stuff like that. If I remember correctly, I forgot what the names are of some of the vehicles, but I remember for some of them you had to basically stop, pivot in place, and then you would launch yourself every time you wanted to turn. Like, they had like very varying like degrees of like vehicle behavior with how they controlled and steered and stuff like that. And then like the way your items work, it's like Kirby power-ups, except they go away after a while. But yeah, you know, like you have your typical Kirby stuff. There was more modes in the original Kirby Air Ride. Yeah, it was cool for what it was. No, but yeah, they never really. It never really got fleshed out enough though. Had some cool ideas back then. Alright, what's this new Mario game? Or something? Probably Donkey Kong, right? Okay, it's Donkey Kong, now he's a miner. Alright, we got open world Donkey Kong, I guess. Oh wait, they got 2D stuff too. Alright, Donkey Kong Bonanza, okay. Wreck-It Ralph, but not as Donkey Kong, July 17th.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
Yep.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch.
Change region, Canada.
We're very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Wait, why does it say it's a wrong line thing? So I go click buy now. How much are they gonna charge for it? Remember how much is the pricing? Oh wait, it like scuffed the linking to the website. Oh here, Canada English, that's why. Right, so how much is it? Did they not even say here? Learn more. $700 Canadian, 630. This is before taxes. If I go on Steam, I don't know why the hell you would buy it off Amazon when you can buy it off of Steam. Actual Steam Deck cheaper, man. And then there's the OLED there. That gives you 512 instead of 256 gigabytes of storage. You get a carrying case too. Right, it comes with a fucking carrying case as well. They got a dock if you really want one. You can also just use the Steam Link app. And just connect everything over internet, whatever, Ethernet, whatever you want. You can use a laptop dock with this thing. Heck, you can even get an extension cable and plug it into your Switch dock. And it would still output. Right. Right, like this thing is cheaper. I wouldn't buy another one personally because I already have one. Don't need another one. I already have a Steam Deck. I've owned one since it came out years ago. This is Canadian dollars. Right, this is in Canadian dollars, which is like how much in US? Right, $4.99 US dollars, $8.50 Canadian. This is before tax. $4.49 US dollars, $6.35 Canadian. I mean, probably not, unless I can get it subsidized by you guys. Probably not. There's not, like, anything I really want to play on it anyways. The other thing is, like, for literally all the third-party games, I wouldn't buy any of them on Nintendo's platform anyways. I would just get them on Steam or GOG or Epic Game Store and play them on my Steam Deck that way. Like, I wouldn't buy them on, Nintendo stuff. It makes no sense when I could just buy them the PC version and play it on my Steam Deck too if I wanted to. At the same time too, if I'm traveling, I'm still gonna take the Steam Deck around. This thing's a lot more comfortable to hold anyways, despite the massive size. The fact that I can just grip it and change how I hold it, depending on if I want to use the, which buttons I want to use and whatnot. But yeah. Like, that's, like, the thing, man. There's, like, what? Like, 1.5 games that I'd maybe play on the Switch too? 1.5? Considering the price, hella not worth. Right? Like, it's hella not worth. And then there's, like, the whole thing about the game pricing being, like, really fucked up. Right, like, that whole thing. Do they go over it on the Canadian site, the game pricing? Because it's, like, fucked. We go to games. Do they tell us the price? New games. Yeah. Are they not gonna tell us the price? And then we have the stupid game key cards where the game is not even on there. Which is just even more fucked up. What's even the point if it's not even gonna be on the cartridge? Like, what even is the point if it's not even gonna be on there? Like, that just defeats the whole purpose. Because you're still gonna have to download and install the game. Like, what even is the point? What is the actual point, man? Like, ugh.
So we had another event from Nintendo
All right,
today
how about
around
this
the
one?
Switch 2 after their big direct yesterday that, when it ended, certainly left a lot of people confused, and we've pretty much been scrambling since then to figure out a lot of the stuff for ourselves, especially when it comes to pricing and what games are actually on the cartridges, and it's sort of been all over the place.
Any tough
which
pill, yeah.
I'll get to a point about Nintendo a bit later.
No, literally the other day, like $115 was trending on Twitter for Canada because digital game price.
Really annoyed me so far since this direct happened.
Because
But
$80
there
US
does seem
dollar
to
in
be
Canadian.
confusion around price points,
And that's
for a
still before
certain game,
taxes.
and a ton of backlash. So much so that there was the treehouse that happened, and it did not go well for Nintendo at all. So much so that many outlets actually wrote about what was being said in the live chat. For this
let's
thing.
see.
We're gonna go over all
Let's
that
see,
here. So
let's
if you guys
go.
enjoy the video, hit that like button, subscribe.
Let's
if you
go,
need.
let's see.
So first, let's solve one point here. Something that's been going around. People seem confused, or
Mario
at times
Mia's
maybe
not
just
okay.
pushing information that doesn't seem to
Right.
be correct. Now, that has to do with Mario Kart World. It seems like many people believe that the game is $90, just like in the US. I keep seeing this going around. It's $90 physically, and then it's cheaper digitally. But at this time, Mario Kart World, as there are many press releases that have been pushed out there, it's just $80 digitally and physically. Trust me, in the US it is. And I'm not really sure why a lot of people believe right now that I see online that $90 is somehow involved with that. I think it started because there was an article or report that was written by Insider Gaming that was citing a listing from a different region, and they then took it maybe and just pushed it at, I think $90 was in the headline. Either way, it spun out of control, but Mario Kart World, $80 physically, $80 digitally in the US. That said, it's not the case everywhere. And I think it's important to note that this is usually how it works out. Different regions have different pricings, and at times, it's crazy to hear what some people have to pay in different parts of the world compared to the US for these games. So one example in this case, this is over on VGC, and they did confirm with Nintendo that Mario Kart World will cost, as I mentioned, $80 in the US, or £75 for a physical
75
copy.
pounds
The
down.
digital version will be cheaper in the UK,
It's
and they have that
67.
at 67 pounds.
So, like, the thing is, in other countries, it's literally going to be like this. Physical, more expensive than digital.
Basically. All right. So when I see that, I go, okay, that's where that part comes from.
Yeah.
Right, where they're like, okay, it's different pricing in terms of physically versus digitally, and this is an issue. Nintendo hasn't provided an explanation for the discrepancy in prices at all, and that I think is one of the more frustrating things right now that is leading to a lot of confusion around pricing. Nintendo does not seem to want to talk about pricing at all, and they just kind of leave it for the internet and consumers try to figure out on their own, and it is very spotty. Like, there are images of Walmart listings going around that just look like pricing is all over the place. Like, really, it's anyone's guess as to what something like Final Fantasy VII Integrate is going to cost. I'd like to think that ends up being, we'll say, a $60 game, but there's a good chance it won't even be on the cartridge, which is another thing we're dealing with. Some games, apparently like Cyberpunk, are going to use a 64GB cartridge. The entire thing will be there. But then we hear Elden Ring is going to be a game key. It's like, all right, so who knows
9 more
what
billion
you're going to get
over.
when you go and buy it at retail at this point. So a lot of things Nintendo really needs to clear up, I believe, with this whole thing right now. It's just, and the system comes out in 2 months. So they might want to get on that soon. It just seems like they were in a rush to get out of that direct and forgot that there was a whole section about pricing, and I don't know. Like, when you look at the current Switch, when they did that presentation, I mean, they flashed the pricing on screen. They mentioned region free. They went really in depth about all of these things that were more consumer facing when you actually go to buy the device. So I don't know. It was weird. They talked quite a bit about the technical side of the Switch 2 and not much about what matters when you get to the register to actually get the system. Okay, so with that at least clear, right now, as far as I've seen, we have one $80 game, and that's Mario Kart World. There are bundles out there for these like Switch 2 enhanced versions where it's like, oh, it's $60 the base because we never lowered the price on this game, which is Nintendo. They really don't. And then there's $10 or $20 on top for the DLC that we're adding with the enhancements, and that's a whole thing on its own when it comes to having to pay for the enhancements. So we have like Mario Party Jamboree is $80 with this quote-unquote 60-20 bundle. as one of them. I think Kirby is same thing. So that is, again, poor messaging from Nintendo because it's an $8 game. So it's right now the only new title that's 80 is Mario Kart World. Okay.
Yep.
Got that all cleared up. Okay. So from there though, because of all this stuff that's going around right now with Nintendo, they have their treehouse, which I went through and I'm jumping around checking these things out, and there are some really cool things happening there the GameCube section was awesome. Like some of those GameCube games look great. But the entire time, especially when they showed Mario Kart World, the chat was a little preoccupied. So this is over on Nintendo Life.
Okay, what did they say?
As I mentioned, many places decided to cover this. Drop the price, screamed Nintendo fans during Nintendo's
Drop the
Treehouse
price
Live
good.
broadcast. And I noticed this the entire time. The chat, was getting crushed. Drop the price, like over and over, got the big exclamation yield sign looking things there. Lower the price of the games, drop the price. Whenever Mario Kart was there, it was all about this. But there were other ones like you know what's funny is I know Mario Kart World is like the egregious one for a lot of people because they have now set the mark for $80.
Yep.
And we go, oh, of course, it just gets more and more expensive. But the one that I still like look at and go, really, is that as the welcome tour, because when it was being shown, I think many of us thought it was a pack-in.
Yeah, I thought it would have been too. The welcome tour, paid tech demo, like what the fuck?
It was an interactive manual. And then we come to find out, there's word going around right now that the game is like 10 or 15 bucks, or the interactive manual, whatever, welcome tour. And in my mind, I'm like, do you really need to charge 10 or 15 bucks for that? Like, it seems weird to not just have that as a pack-in, to add more perceived value to the system when you first turn it on, especially since it walks you through how to use the system and all the extra features, and it's pretty cool. You know, it seems like a fun little thing like Astro's Playroom. So now it's kind of that sense of, wait, I have to pay for the instruction manual, kind of. It's felt like a lot of nickel and diming. So, I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment when I see this. It's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, that'd be great if they dropped the price, wouldn't it? Nintendo, however, as many of us know at this point, are extremely stubborn.
Yeah.
So much so that it's kind of rubbed off on people to where if they decide to do something that's not great for consumers, like, I don't know, shutting down the eShop for the Wii U and the 3DS, when they announced that, for example, a lot of people were like, it's too bad, but what are we going to do? Like, that was kind of it. Wow, Nintendo really has just worn people down with how stubborn they are to just be like, well, that's it. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And in a way, they're not necessarily wrong.
And that's one of the other reasons why I'm like, do you really want to buy those freaking digital shit on Nintendo? Do you really want to buy those cartridges where the game is not even on the cartridge? Those game key cards? It's like, do you really want to
save that energy? Because Nintendo really is
like no.
that when it comes to, I'll say, like online pushback, or just like a lot of the loud, a lot of the noise that happens online. Typically, they put their head down and they go forward, and that's kind of it. But here's the thing: they have actually gone through situations, one in particular that's like infamous, where they thought they had the price right, and the market immediately pushed back on it, and Nintendo had to take drastic measures. So, again, people are saying we can't afford $90 for Mario Kart. Right? Good news is $80. Okay, in the U.S., sure. But when I see this dollar sign, I'm like, okay, well, it's 80. But that out of the way, Nintendo had to do this with the 3DS, and I think this was an interesting situation and one to bring up for this, because it actually came down to, like, it came down to sales, initial sales that happened. So, like, for example, here, this was after their financial briefing back then in 2011. If you remember, the 3DS launched earlier in the year, so we got an earlier look at it. But we found out that they had sold, like, 710,000 in 3 months. And that's not great for a new handheld, a new system in general. They were coming off of the tremendous success of the DS Lite, and they're like, whoa, this $250 handheld, maybe it is too expensive.
Exactly. They showed nothing they showed is worth buying. Exactly.
Their DS sales were down as well because they were trying to get people to move to the 3DS. The Wii sales were down. Everything was kind of just down for Nintendo. And right now, if you think about it,
And they ask you for so much, man. The fucking Steam Deck is cheaper. A fucking Steam Deck is cheaper. Like, what the fuck? Alright, and then, like, they want you to pay for the fucking tech demo. The Steam Deck is literally cheaper. Like, that's the other part, man. The Steam Deck is literally cheaper. Right? And, like, that's the thing, too, right? A lot of the third-party games, where the hell are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy them on your Switch? Or your Switch 2? Or are you gonna buy them on your on Steam? Or on, like, on PC so you can play it on your Steam Deck? Right? Because you have access to GOG as well as Epic Game Store on the Steam Deck. Right? You can use the Heroic Games launcher to get those games.
they have one system. They technically have the Switch, but like that's slowed to a crawl in terms of sales. So sure, if people come together and say we're not buying
Yeah,
the Switch
it's
2,
just the dog
that
shit
could
business
get
at the end of the
Nintendo to
day.
react,
Yep.
similar to what they did with
Offer
3DS,
no
where
better
3DS
product, but
3DS
downgrade
only went
version
on
of them.
sale
Yep.
earlier this year for $250, but as of August 12th, it'll be slashed all the way down to $169.99, $170.
Like, it's really funny, too, when they're, like, using the stupid SD Express slot. Like, not even the camera industry wanted to use that stupid thing. They kept using regular SD cards. Or they adopt, like, here's the other thing, too, right? Like, some of the professional cameras, like, for video, they don't even use the, like that thing, too, right? They'll have, like, a portable SSD that you plug in. Like, some of the, like, the cameras, like, the higher-end, like, film cameras that you can get, they won't even, like, they won't have an SD card slot. They'll straight up have the, like, an SSD slot. They'll have, like, an adapter board cartridge where they get an M.2 SSD, an NVMe drive, or compact flash. Yeah, but they're probably now more leaning towards having, not SSDs, SSDs instead. They're gonna be like, they're more SSD based. Right? Like, they're like, fuck no, we're not using SD Express because it's a stupid product. It's a stupid standard. The connector and stuff like that for it is more expensive and more complicated. It's slower than the faster methods that are more cheaper, like that are cheaper and more readily available. Right? And like, with the people using cameras, they go through them a lot faster. They fill them up, they'll keep an archive or whatever, they'll probably buy more. So they go through them really quickly. For like a lot of people doing that type of stuff. Right? They would rather buy SSDs, compact flash cards, or just regular SD cards for a regular photo camera. Yeah, that's in Canada. That's in Canada, man. Yeah, that's in my country. That's literally in my country. Oh, where is the thing? Right here, $700. The one with Mario Kart World is $700. This is Canadian. Steam Deck page, Steam Deck OLED is cheaper. Yeah, it's in Canadian dollars. $689 for Steam Deck OLED. Oh, here's the best part too. The Steam Deck, they have a tech demo game, but it's free. And you can even play it on your regular computer. If you don't have a Steam Deck, you can still play it. It's just, you just search up Aperture Desk Job on the Steam store. Anyone can play this. Aperture Desk Job. This is the Steam Deck tech demo. It's free. Oh yeah, here's the other thing, it's an OLED. This is an OLED screen. The Switch 2 is LCD. This is OLED. HDR OLED. It comes with a carrying case as well, by the way. All Steam Decks come with a carrying case. They all come with a carrying case. Every Steam Deck owner has a carrying case. Like a protective carrying case. Right? Like, this thing is fucking cheaper. That's like the other sad part, man.
They took, what, 80 bucks off of that? That's quite a bit. Now what they decided to do was hand out, they made like ambassador systems where they would give you, like they had 10 Game Boy Advance Virtual Console games, for example, that they threw on there. NES games, stuff like that. So they did at least try to make it up to the people who spent that money immediately, early adopters. Now, would the Switch 2 go through this? Because I have seen people say, hey, just boycott the system and then not buy it. Look, here's the thing. I think I'm going to say the first year of the Switch 2, I think it's kind of decided already, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
I think the Switch 2 will have zero problem selling in the first year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It'll sell out. I think basically however many Nintendo ships will move off the shelves, if not necessarily just by regular people buying it, but also resellers and scalpers trying to pick them up and then flip them.
Yeah.
All of that, I think, is basically a
scalper market.
The years that I'm more interested in right now, in terms of like sales for the system, would be year 2 and 3. Because when I see the pricing that they have right now, the $450 system, in the realm of PC handhelds, with the specifications that they've named, the screen, the NVIDIA chip that NVIDIA put out a press release, and it does sound quite impressive with what they've jammed into it. It's actually priced about right. Technically, it's a bit below what the market value is currently if you look at what Asus puts out and what Lenovo puts out and MSI.
But they're forgetting the Lenovo Legion Go S, which is going to release at the same price. And the Steam Deck is literally cheaper. They're also forgetting about that.
It's actually pretty good, especially since it comes with a dock and stuff. Those handhelds, you buy a dock separately. You get the idea there. So my thing is, coming off of the Switch, one of its strong suits is it's an affordable family
Well,
system.
here's the thing as well, though. The new Pokemon game, the other one, Pokemon Champions is going to be on mobile. You can play Pokemon Champions on your phone when it comes out. You don't need a Switch for Pokemon Champions if all you care about is the battling part. You don't even need Switch or Switch 2 for that.
System, so much so that they got the Switch Lite out at $200, which much easier to buy multiple systems, say at holiday when you're trying to do gifts. It's like, oh, you have 2 kids. Well, guess what? You get 2 Switch Lites at $400 total, and then you get a $50 game and a $50 game. Wow, that's the price of the then $500, we'll say, PS5. It makes sense for them to go that route, give each kid their own system and a game. And it's like, boom, Christmas taken care of, or something like that.
Okay.
So this is a bit different. Like, me personally, I'm not looking at this and going, oh, well, yeah, this is obviously what I would get for the kids at Christmas time. It's like, no, it's $450, and they're probably going to eventually break it or something. Like, would you really trust an 8 or 9 or whatever year old with this Switch 2? And then they're like, oh, we want all these games, and oh, wait, they're $70 and $80 constantly. Not so much. So I almost wonder if the price point that Nintendo has currently would end up pricing out a large portion of the current Switch audience.
Yeah,
like
probably would.
Ones. And in a way, that is the audience that would kind of work to keep momentum going after year 1, when the early adopters, that more enthusiast buyers that are like, yeah, well, I wish it was 600 with all the really cool specifications in there, once they're kind of taken care of and they have their system, will the mainstream step in with the audience that is more inclined to buy around the holiday season?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
The kids and stuff, and I just don't think that's there right now. So Nintendo would probably have to figure something out when it comes to the price point, like 2 years in. Maybe that's with a Switch 2 Lite. and they figure it out, and they get this thing down to, I mean, it sounds weird, but down to 350, down to that OLED model. So that's their challenge right now. But I think currently they're probably not going to go through this 3DS situation because they learned this quickly, like in the first 6 months or something. Oh, okay, we're dropping the price. Will that happen with the Switch 2? I wouldn't count on it.
Not in the
But hey, we'll
scalper
see.
meta.
I mean, a couple of months, the system will be out, and we'll find out how sales are very quickly from.
You'll have
Famitsu sales
scalpers
charts
scalping
or
it, so they'll
Circana.
sell
There's a
out
lot of ways
regardless.
we can at least find out if they're selling out of their consoles, and then we'll have an idea as to Nintendo and if they have to react quicker than they were thinking they'd have to. So interesting stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this down below, especially if you were someone who tuned into the Treehouse. Were you surprised to see some of the pushback that was happening there in that chat? Because I mean, it was constant and it was just fully spammed. I'm a little surprised they left it on as long as they did, and we'll see if they leave it on tomorrow for another outing with the Treehouse. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
But yeah, there we go. Right? It only got worse and worse the more time that goes on.